26 widespread survival misconceptions that pose much more risks than they do benefits. It's nothing short of a horror to be abandoned in the middle of nowhere by an unknown individual. While many individuals are enthusiastic about the survival skills they have learned from watching TV shows or from personal experience, the reality is that Mother Nature isn't always kind. Most advice that individuals receive is typically based on survival myths. You are going to have an exciting journey when I give you these 26 survival techniques. You may even get murdered or submerged in boiling water. You may be Bear Grylls, but either way, you're in for a thrilling ride. Welcome to USA Stories channel. Do not forget to subscribe and activate the bell button to receive all new updates. Now let's go to the story. It can be difficult to survive in the snow, especially if you run out of water to drink. You could be thinking of consuming snow instead of reindeer blood or even your own urine, but those are not the best choices. However, consuming snow presents a dilemma due to its extreme cold. Consuming an excessive amount of it to relieve your thirst may lead to issues. It's possible for your body temperature to drop dangerously low. The ice should be boiled and used for drinking instead. We're not done yet, since there are other survival myths you should dispel as well. Surely you are familiar with the tale of Friends and the Bear. Consider that only a tale. Just go rescue your life when you are face to face. Avoid engaging in laying dead games with bears, particularly brown or grizzly ones, as this increases the likelihood that they may kill you for being a threat to their young. You will have to fight for your life if we discuss a large black bear build a shelter by resting its side on a branch that resembles a beam for support. They are simple to construct. All you need are a few branches to create a wonderful shelter. The likelihood is, though, that they won't protect you from exceptionally cold or hot weather, or even from predators that might quickly destroy it. Larger is not necessarily better, particularly in terms of surviving. Avoid burning your branches to increase the size of your fire and weaken your shelter. Even with all your effort, a strong wind or precipitation might put out a fire in a matter of seconds. Thus, give your shelter priority. Cave fires appear romantic, but only in the best of movies. That is correct, really. It is not a good idea to keep a fire going inside a cave for your own comfort, since the heat expands the rocks, which can lead to their breaking. You will be screaming for assistance in a trapped cave as the rocks shatter and either murder the people within or act as a barricade. Better leave the fire outdoors, then, since wet matches don't light until they're dry. They might be very frustrating. It is imperative for adventurers who have had to walk across shallow rivers or travel in the rain to avoid carrying matches in their pockets, as the moisture in the match heads will make it difficult to light them. If you want to travel somewhere damp, it might be a good idea to pack a waterproof container to keep your belongings dry. Alternatively, it might be useful to have waterproof matches with you. Eating in a jungle is a serious problem, particularly if you run out of food. Eat whatever animals eat. Indeed, you may believe that when out foraging, what is beneficial for the squirrels and birds is also probably beneficial for humans. However, this isn't always the case, as animals can consume poisonous foods like mushrooms that could be harmful to humans. Avoid being inebriated by avoiding eating the same foods as animals. It is said to be safe to consume raw meat and seafood when traveling. It's not, in fact, a good idea. Are you curious as to why? Enjoy all the bugs and diseases that accompany eating raw fish yourself. Well, not really. Everybody has seen the survival program when the charming presenter devours a helpless live animal. While this could be secure occasionally, it's definitely not a tactic to imitate. Raw animal meat may have germs that can infect humans and cause a long-lasting, hard-to-diagnose illness. You say, what about sushi? There are many of folks who like eating raw fish without getting sick from it, although some raw seafood from seawater is safe to eat. This is primarily because the viruses in it don't work well with human anatomy. Most of the time, neither the bacteria in oysters nor the worms in sushi are the correct kind to live in humans. To be safe, slaughter and cook the animal before consuming it. It may seem like a treasure to come upon a dead animal while traveling, particularly if you haven't eaten in a while. Still, give it up and move forward. You can go for 6 weeks without eating. Even though it would be unbearable, acquiring safe food, erecting a shelter, and drinking water are preferable to dying oneself out of despair. Usually, you can locate water by following a flock of flying birds. But since people can't read the minds of birds, you can wind up in an open field or with a group of amiable monkeys. Try this only if you have a good sense of what the birds are thinking. Yes, cactus juice has a lot of advantages, but just one kind of cactus is helpful for keeping you hydrated out of all the others. Survivors must carefully remove and drink from cacti, or else they may become sick and require medical assistance. Don't attempt to identify every cactus you come across if you are not skilled at doing so. Look for another method to quench your hunger. Do you want to remain hydrated by drinking urine? I wouldn't, but as the legendary pee-drinking Bear Grylls advises, go ahead and do it if it sounds good to your palate. Urine has little benefit for rehydration since it is a bodily waste and not recycled water. It does, however, satisfy your thirst because it is a liquid. You could think it makes sense to drink raw blood in order to live. Not really, though. Consuming animal blood may expose you to contagious illnesses, as you never know what illnesses the animals may be carrying. Being stranded in the woods and having to cope with health problems won't prepare you. The bizarre idea that you may stay hydrated by sucking on a stone is also untrue. Sucking on a stone causes your body to absorb moisture from other areas, increasing your thirst. In a desert, would you do that? It's possible that you've noticed moss growing on trees' north faces. Because it receives less sunshine, the north side has a higher concentration of moisture, which inhibits development. The growth of moss on trees can be influenced by the sun's angle at your location, the climate, and the shadow produced by surrounding environmental elements. Though that's all drama, you may have seen a lot of movie sequences where someone draws blood from a snakebite wound in order to save another person's life. In actuality, putting your lips near the wound contaminates your mouth with poison and adds additional spit to the wound. The best course of action is to get medical attention as soon as possible and to hold the area tightly to prevent the poison from spreading. It's true that drinking alcohol makes you feel warmer, and nothing beats a shot in the winter. However, alcohol causes the blood vessel surface to widen, which increases your susceptibility to the cold and interferes with the normal operation of all bodily organs. Coffee is the finest thing to remain warm. Frostbites can cause disability and annoyance. Although you want to get rid of them as quickly as possible, you shouldn't massage your frosted skin since doing so is similar to rubbing sharp icicles into delicate tissues. Frostbites are caused by sharp ice crystals penetrating your skin and tissue. Instead, apply some heat to the damaged area and watch for it to normalize. It is completely false to say that hot tubs relieve hypothermia, as touching your frostbite won't make it go away. In a similar vein, using a hot tub just increases body temperature and increases the risk of heart attacks. Warm towels or bottles can be used to massage the patient as a kind of treatment. Are space blankets useless? Though they are important because they reflect infrared light and help preserve heat, you may have seen emergency blankets wrapped with mylar in science fiction films. If you cover yourself with one of them, you can stay secure. A shark that is attacking would not be a good idea to punch. Furthermore, not everyone possesses the knowledge and skill to hit it squarely and precisely. The best course of action would be to strike the shark's eyes and gills, or put something as solid as stone between you and the shark. To avoid becoming entangled in a rip current, swim in a parallel fashion to the coast. Since rip currents often operate at an angle, you can be swimming parallel to the current and yet get pushed out. Swimming both toward and along the beach is preferable. Since it might result in hypothermia, the concept of dressing primarily in cotton clothing throughout the winter may not be cool enough. The cotton absorbs perspiration, which is why your body gets chilly instead of keeping warm as you perspire. Hypothermia might arise from this cold. GPS is the travel companion you can't go without. It's an excellent navigational aid that provides you with guidance whenever and wherever you need it. It provides your location as well. GPS is helpful since navigating involves knowing not just where you are, but also where you want to go. Would thumbnails suffice to evaluate wood? You may have heard that wood may be used to start a friction fire if it can be dented with your fingernail. This myth just will not go away even if it is untrue. Certain wood types, some softer, some dense, work well in friction fires, while others don't fare well at all. When the thumbnail test is successful, it is a coincidence rather than confirmation. Following a patient's numerous symptoms of hypothermia, including shaking, panic episodes, stammering, and unnatural movements, the patient also begins to feel sleepy. Most of the time, people let these people sleep, but that shouldn't happen since sleep in this circumstances might be fatal. Until you get them heated, try to keep them alert. Having stated that, we may draw the conclusion that everyone may find it challenging to survive under such situations. But the fittest are not the only ones who survive. Don't believe these survival myths. With the right steps, you can rescue the day on your own. Which of these caught your attention? Have you ever encountered a circumstance where you had to demonstrate your survival skills? Tell us in the space provided for comments below. I'm grateful. Please remember to subscribe to our channel, give us a thumbs up, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of our videos. If you enjoyed the tale, the next video that plays on your screen will probably move you too.